What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 13 on my road to 700 pounds. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Today we got on tap PR for reps with 555. We got a set of 5 as a top set.
All right, let's hop right in here. The first set here is 1 rep, and this is 1 rep of 555 paused. We'll go into basically the reason why I do this. This first set normally is a way to get the central nervous system kind of firing. The first rep is always a bit slow, just depending on how the day goes and kind of what happened, before workout, what kind of meal you get in, things like that. And it's nice to get 1 rep out of the way and kind of fire off that central nervous system. So I'm pretty excited about how this moved. Watch, see how it moves here. So not too bad. I was pretty happy with the speed on that. Obviously could always be faster. Okay, going into the second set, this is what I would consider the top set, and this is the 5 reps. A lot of you guys ask how I get tight, and every single rep that is a single, I get set up the same way. Basically, I retract my scapula, get really set here in the bench, driving my shoulders back down, and then once I drop my butt and set my feet, it keeps everything up top tight. So these are moving pretty good. Actually, what was going through my mind on the 3rd rep was, oh my goodness, I got 2 more of these. But after I went ahead and just went through muscle memory and just went ahead and nailed them. Kind of looking back on it, hindsight, I think that's just your mind playing tricks on you, because those move pretty fast. That's actually a PR for 555 for 5. At this point in my training, I'm light years ahead of where I was when I was going for 660 last time. This is the last set of 3, and it's just to kind of finish it out. It didn't quite move as fast as I wanted it to, but of course I had already done 6 reps at 555. So fatigue was setting in a little bit just from the heavy weight. So that's it for flat bench today. Moving on to 470 pounds for 2 sets of 5 on the decline. And these are basically close grip, but I can't get much closer than that without really getting kind of impingement and kind of getting in the way of everything. Really happy with how those moved. I always like to get a spot and kind of lift off on these. Just on this particular rack, it's quite awkward to try to move it in position, as you can see there. But these felt really good. No issues whatsoever as far as the injury, the tweak that I got a couple weeks back. So we're moving right along in training. Moving on to some seated cable flies. These are actually a little bit harder for me to do, so I really do put a lot of emphasis on getting a good squeeze and really working the muscle. It's not that the chest is not really strong. It's just one of those movements that I just don't enjoy as much as some others. Some of you guys don't like weighted dips. Maybe you like flies. Maybe you don't like tricep extensions. Things like that. Everybody's kind of got their favorites, but they've got to be done. It's just this helps with definitely helps with explosion off the chest in the bench. I've actually got 100 pounds on each one. This is 3 sets of 15. I put the RP up pretty high on this one, considering the last probably 5 reps of each set was pretty difficult. Basically just fatigue and lactic acid kicking in. But everything's coming together, like I said. We've got some dates we're looking at as far as a meet sometime in February, early March. And definitely the plan is to have no less than 700 on the bar before the meet's end. That's not being cocky. That's basically just training that's leading up to this. Some people might have said it would have been cocky to go after a 660 bench at the last meet. The thing is, the training points right to it. If you do your training right and you hit all your numbers right, it's just a matter of putting it all on the platform. So that's how I approach my training. I really thoroughly enjoy training. in itself. The journey is really where I get a lot of my excitement. Obviously, meet day is a great time, but I really do enjoy the day-to-day grind, and knowing when it all comes together, I can look back and remember and look at these videos and really know that the journey itself is what put it all together. This is second to last set of, or second to last exercise with wide grip lat pull downs. This is 205 pounds, 4 sets of 8. These are actually pretty easy. I'm not getting the squeeze at the bottom like you guys have seen me get, about a 1 second pause. That's just because we're still trying to play a little bit safe with the lat and delt issue. A couple weeks back, I couldn't even do 40 pounds like this, and of course now we're at 200. So it's just playing it safe, but still working the back. This is probably, I put this at about RPE 9, so it's really not too difficult. I probably could have done 50, 60 more pounds and been fine with it. Okay, now moving on to the last exercise, kind of finish everything up, is the tricep rope push down. I've got 130 pounds on it, and did 3 sets at 12. Could have definitely done a little bit more on this. As you can see, my thing is not necessarily the strength of the triceps, but more or less balance. But you got to work on what you got to work on. So finish that up and feel really good about going forward in training. Starting to really think about peaking for a meet, like I said, and keep you guys posted as things progress.
All right, that's a wrap. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and stay tuned for next week. I have a feeling we got something special on tap for you. So please like and subscribe, and if you're on Instagram, you can definitely find me at SwimHack.